Back to CryptosRUs. I am George. In this video, I want to talk about AMP token and Flexa, and how the two are taking over retail payments. They are forming something big that maybe even rivals Square. They definitely have a lead in the crypto space. I'm going to call them the Crypto Square at this point. And looking at where AMP token is right now, it definitely has 10x potential. This is a fantastic partnership, fantastic project, and I want to share it with you guys today. So, as always, I'm having two streams every single day. The one at night at 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. Sometimes I'm a little late doing research. It's going to be focused more on altcoins for those of you guys that are looking for gems at this point. But in my morning one at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time is more focused on news. But either way, I want you to watch all my videos, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. So let me get through this. Those of you guys that's already in, welcome. And then let's do a little Q&A afterwards. But I think you guys will enjoy hearing about AMP. All right, so I'm going to switch my screen here. Let me do this. All right, so here's AMP, and AMP has been doing pretty well over the last few weeks. It is right now at 214, so it's in page 2. It's not in page 1. Relatively small market cap. I say relatively small because it is at $360 million, but these days, that's really low. That's actually really low compared to the multi-billion-dollar projects out there, right? So today, pretty good day, up 8%, around 3.5 cents. All right, so before I get started, because people always ask me, where do you buy these tokens, right? Doesn't matter if it's AMP, doesn't matter, it's whatever I'm looking at. Always hit the market tab. That's how you can tell where this is sold, right? Where tokens are sold. In case you're new, you have no idea. This one does not belong on Binance. But it is, interesting enough, on Gemini and also Bittrex, Poloniex, Uniswap, SushiSwap. There's a bunch of DEXs and US-based exchanges where you can pick up AMP. All right, so what is AMP? Well, before I get to AMP, I have to talk about Flexa. And they are basically crypto Square at this point. So what does that mean? Well, Square is a payment processor, but mostly for credit cards, right? But what about if you want to pay with crypto? This is the thing that we've been talking about for a long time. What if you wanted to spend your Bitcoin or Ethereum? What if you wanted to spend them, but you didn't want to pay or wait the long transaction times or even pay the fees, or you're worried that something's not going to go through, right? And this is both ways, as a consumer and as a merchant, a retailer. Well, that is what Flexa is trying to solve, both ways, for both sides. But Flexa itself is primarily focused on the retailers, the merchants, and making this the easiest way for them to accept cryptocurrency payments and basically anything. It could be anything. It could be USD, it could be stable coins, it could be Bitcoin, it could be Ethereum, it could be Bitcoin Cash. It's a number of things. Basically, they want all the merchants to start accepting crypto payments, which is fantastic. This is what we want, right? We want usage, we want mass adoption, and that is what Flexa is all about. Now, if you scroll down here, right, the main thing about Flexa, and by the way, I did mention about how Gemini was one of the exchanges, right? But they also have their spend app, and we'll show you that in a little bit. And also other wallets like Bread and Silo, they're also going to be integrating in the near future. So, you know, they're definitely expanding out. All right. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. They're basically helping retailers, merchants to accept crypto payments. And it's very easy. It's an easy concept, but they're making it super easy. So unlike other companies that may force these retailers and merchants to buy some specific hardware, no, they integrate. So number one, they integrate directly with the payment hardware or software stack. So there's no additional equipment that you need to buy as a merchant or retailer. That's a fantastic. So you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars or whatever to upgrade your hardware. This is completely, I guess, completely, how do you call it? It integrates completely. Whether or not it's through a custom solution, like they said, or plugs in directly to their POS machine, doesn't really matter, right? And after you get that connected, then you can accept basically all these crypto payments, right? Makes it very easy for you, and you don't have to worry about, you know, the transaction didn't go through, and everything is settled instantly, right? And as a merchant, you get paid USD, Canadian, whatever you want, right? So very easy concept to understand. Now, here's the advantage to this, to the Flexa app. And bear with me, AMP does relate, but you have to understand what Flexa is, why it's so important. So as a merchant, you could pretty much accept anything. You can accept USD, of course. You can select CAD, Canadian dollar, and you can accept stable coins, such as the Gemini dollar. That's why Gemini is partnered up, because Gemini wants to get their Gemini dollar out. But you could do that, and then you could also accept DAI as well. So it's not just a few, you know, crypto. It's pretty much everything. Stable coins, crypto, and just traditional fiat. So it could accept all of it, which is great, right? So as a merchant, this is really, really good. You don't have to purchase any additional hardware. This integrates with your existing POS machine or whatever app that you may be using. And you get to accept pretty much everything out there, right? And not worry about things not settling and stuff like that. So all fantastic. Well, what about the consumer side? Well, Flexa has you covered. They have the SPEDN app. So this is what you use. Basically, you could create a wallet and pretty much pay at any merchant that accepts crypto payments that's utilizing Flexa. So I did download that app right before this, right? And I was looking at it. So I'm going to bring it up for you guys just to show you guys. All right. So I have a Bitcoin wallet right here, right? So I'm just looking at the merchants that accepts that accepts Bitcoin right now utilizing Flexa, and there's a lot. You know, this is not like no-name companies. So Caribou Coffee, Express, GameStop, Baskin Robbins, AMC Theaters, although no one's going there right now, Bed Bath & Beyond, Hot Topic, Lowe's, Nordstrom Rack, Office Depot, Petco, Ulta Beauty, World Market. I mean, there's a lot. Regal Theaters. So there's a good amount of merchants that's on here that already accepts all these crypto payments. It's just that I don't think anyone realizes, but you can spend. You can spend in plenty of places in the US, right? And that's just the Bitcoin wallet. There's a lot more wallets out there. Let me see if I can actually get through it. I don't want to fumble around with here, but yeah. So there's also a Bitcoin Cash wallet, Ether wallet, Gemini dollar wallet, Zcash wallet, and also Litecoin wallet. So you could spend all these cryptos at all these merchants. So that's fantastic, right? So they already have a spend app for consumers, and they're playing both sides. This is what you want, right? All right. Now, let's talk about AMP, because that's the main focus. What is AMP? AMP was created as a collateral, as an in-between crypto. So you know how, like right now, Bitcoin, if you try to send someone something, it takes about 10 minutes to confirm, right? Because each block comes out 10 minutes. But sometimes when the network is really congested, it may take longer than 10 minutes. It may take like 20 minutes, an hour. And as a consumer, if you're sending someone Bitcoin, you don't want to sit there and wait 30 minutes before the transaction is verified. Then you can leave. You don't want that. And as a merchant, you don't want that too. You're taking a risk, right? What if you give up a product and then it doesn't settle? Something happens and then you're in it for a loss. So that's what Flexa is doing with AMP. It's a collateral, basically. As soon as you send something, say you make a payment with Bitcoin, make a payment with Ether, whatever, Litecoin, right? It instantly utilizes AMP as a collateral. And you know what? with that collateral, that means the transaction is settled instantly because there's something there. It's a placeholder, right? So as a merchant, you don't have to worry about a failed and unverified transaction. And as a consumer, you don't have to worry about waiting 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That is what AMP is all about. It's a in-between, it's collateral asset that is used to collateralize payments, basically. So it can make any payment instantly. And that's a unique idea. One that I've never thought of before, but that is what AMP is all about. And AMP was actually created by Flexa and Consensus. A lot of you guys heard of Consensus. They're a big blockchain company, arguably the biggest in this space, founded by Joseph Lubin, who is co-founder of Ethereum. And he's still very active with Ethereum. Consensus used to be like a support and investment company of various projects. They decided to consolidate due to crypto winter. They decided to just only concentrate on Ethereum ERC20 products, right? So Flexa used to have another collateral token called Flexa coin. They decided to ditch it. They worked with Consensus. They came out this new token, AMP. And this only came out not too long ago, just like a few months ago. And AMP is basically replacing that, but it's a little bit different because you can now stake it and earn interest, right? So to add to this collateral pool, you know what? You can stake it, and there's also other technologies in here that they mentioned about partitions and operators and new collateral management interfaces that's built in Ethereum that they wanted to take advantage of. And I'm not sure what those are, but they are new technologies that was updated over the years. So now it's a complete package. It's a complete package. So, so I mentioned about staking. So if you do have AMP, right? Say you purchase it, you're like, okay, what am I gonna do with it? Why should I hold on to it? Well, the obvious thing is to stake it. So you could definitely stake it right now. If you go to this other site, the capacity site, it says there's 19.4 billion amps that's staked. That's roughly about $690 million, right? And when you stake, you can choose whether or not you want to stake on Flexa app or stake on Gemini. So it's kind of interesting. I'm sorry. When I say Flexa, I meant Spend app. So you could stake it in Spend or you could stake it on Gemini. And I couldn't figure out the interest, but I saw someone else that created a video not too long ago that shows that if you stake, roughly the APY is around 5.75%, close to 6%, which isn't bad. Now that could have changed within the last few months, but you get a rough idea of what it is at, right? So if you stake it, not bad, right? All right, what else is there? Well, so I think I talked about this already. So this was when Flexa introduced the new AMP token, basically replacing Flexa coin and whatever, right? All right. So the last few things I want to talk about with AMP is the funding, the backers. So when Flexa came out, and this was back in 2019, you know, even this labels it Crypto Stripe, but I say Crypto Square, you know, whatever the case may be. But they raised $14 million when they first came out. So that's pretty fantastic, right? And if you look through it, there's a lot of big VCs that invested in this company. And then not too long ago, they raised another $6 million. So this was back in November 21st, so only a few months ago. So Flexa is definitely well-funded, about $20 million overall, right? So well-funded, good team, and it is on Coinbase custody, right? So Coinbase custody, it's a service where, you know, they can store your tokens, and AMP is listed on there, and the rumors are right now is that AMP will be listed on Coinbase in the near future. So that also helps with adoption, attraction, of course, pumpability, right? So that is rumor mill, but it is on their custody service, and a lot of their custody tokens tend to get added on down the road. So that is what AMP is in a nutshell. All right, it's the collateral token used within the Flexa app. And the Flexa app is a really easy way for retailers, merchants to accept crypto payments, right? So it all works in tandem. AMP was created in conjunction with Consensus, a really, really reputable and one of the biggest blockchain companies in the world, right? Gemini is involved and many other backers are involved. And to me, you know, in terms of a complete solution, I haven't found another one that is as complete as this, because I mentioned there's a lot of retailers that's already accepting and utilizing this. You could download a SPEDN app and utilize your crypto right away at these retailers. So as a complete solution, I haven't seen one better or what more bigger, better, or even more used in the space. You know, we always talk about, yeah, we want adoption, we want usage, we want retailers to start accepting crypto payments, right? But I haven't seen any other solution like this that's better. So that's why I'm really amped up about AMP. And I think the potential is much greater than where it is now, right? I mean, this is not even on page 1. This is way, way, way down on page 2. 360 million market cap. I mean, it could definitely go up 10x in my opinion. Right? So AMP is a fantastic project. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. All right. So that's AMP in a nutshell. So then now let me turn to you guys for some Q&A. I think I missed some. Missed some super chats here. Let me scroll up. Maybe I just missed one. There we go. Ratch asked, do you still have your Tokes bag? No, I do not, because they got delisted from every single exchange, basically. And when else Litecoin all-time high? I don't know. That could come in the near future, but you guys know me. If you watch me long enough, you know that Bitcoin, in my opinion, is much better hold than Litecoin. So it does not matter when Litecoin reaches a high. The very fact that Bitcoin is already more than double of its previous high, and Litecoin hasn't hit its previous high. It kind of tells you something, right? Ian asked, can VThor reach $1? I don't know. That's interesting. No one asked me that. That's a long way to go to reach $1, my friend. VThor does not have a cap. It's inflationary. But if there's an enormous amount of usage on the network, I guess it could go there. But you gotta calculate, you know, so $1 divided by 7 cents, that's 142 multiplier times 222 million market cap. Yeah, that's like $31 trillion, something like that. So it could get there someday, but not very likely. Voyager already hit max supply. What do you think? Well, I like Voyager quite a lot. Voyager is really, really good because, well, from a token economic standpoint, Voyager is fantastic. So they're ready to release their total supply out. So it's already out. But here's the fantastic thing. Is that their new plan is to make VGX deflationary by introducing token burns. So that means this will start going down, right? And that is really, really good from a token economic standpoint, because you want to see something have a set supply and be deflationary so it gets more valuable in the future. So that is coming. So yeah, it's good. The daily crypto, share the stream, so close. Yeah, I'm really close to 100,000. So I want to get that silver plaque and then go for the gold one, which is million. But that's far off from here. Far off from here. You mentioned Brett earlier. What are your thoughts? I never really paid attention to them. I know they're a Bitcoin wallet, but they came out when wallets were plentiful. So I don't know if they actually done anything else at this point. But seeing how they're 19 million, probably not. Yeah, when back in the day when they came out, they were, they were like a universal wallet, and I was covering IDO at that time, and I liked IDO much better than Bread, but it seems like they pretty much stuck around and they're still doing the same thing. So it's a very, very, very competitive space. Let's just put it that way. Am I an AMP whale? No. Why would I be an AMP whale? I was introduced to AMP only like a few weeks ago. People kept asking about it because they're like, man, this is a good project. You need to look at it. You need to look at it. And I did a deep dive on it. And you know what? I was very, very impressed. Very, very impressed with it. Talk about Band. I used to be bullish on Band, but I've come to realize that when it comes to oracles, no one's going to trust anyone other than Chainlink, because you could do research. I just created a Chainlink video. Just watch that, because there's many DeFi projects. They get hacked, and guess what their solution is? To turn to Chainlink, because they get hacked not due to some smart contract bug or vulnerability. They get hacked because their price feed is not up to date, because they're utilizing an oracle that's not reliable. So when it comes to oracle plays, you got to go with Chainlink. AJ, it's okay. Just scroll back. You'll see. Crypto compadre, appreciate that. Is there an AMP army? People are like, AMP army is coming. I don't know what that. I don't know if there's an AMP army or not. A game, awesome info as always. Any thoughts on Rook and ZRX? Well, ZRX has been doing very well because they're DeFi protocol, so they have been doing pretty well. I don't know. I mean, they're above 1 billion market cap already, so they're definitely doing well. And they do have a DEX going, so outside of that, I don't know. I mean, they're good. Let's just say they're good. Keeper DAO. Now, this is an ultra low cap. Decentralized organization that keeps liquidity in the market as smart contract-based solutions by providing underwriting of contracts. So they're a liquidity provider. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They're on some good centralized exchanges like Who and Gate.io, not the biggest one, Polio Next. I think good exchanges and DEXs too. Have they been out for a while? Or since November? I'll have to do more research into them, but there's a lot of liquidity providers, so I don't know. Very competitive space. Mike, super chat. Time to change your thinking, George. BCH will be used for all retail purchase in the future. BCH will be gold. I bet you whatever you want, but with the 2021 finish line, yeah, you're wrong, buddy. You need to open up your thinking. I just covered BCH this morning. The hash rate is at an all-time low. Okay, so you do the math. Why is their hash rate at all-time low? Because miners are going away, and there's no transactions on the network. No one is using BCH for retail. No one. You're brainwashed by Roger Ver. So you need to evaluate. There's no way BCH will be used for all retail purchases. It just doesn't make any sense. And plus, their network can't handle it. Their block size, they have to increase their block size to like a gig or a terabyte for each block to be able to handle retail purchases. It doesn't even make any sense. BSV has a bigger block size than BCH. So, yeah, BCH sucks. It'll always suck. Helium, HNT, I've covered them like a week ago. I can't tell. I do so many videos now. I can't even tell if it's a few weeks ago or not. But Helium is one that I picked up and talked about recently. They have done relatively well. They haven't really jumped up. But you know what's a fantastic play on Wi-Fi, low bandwidth Wi-Fi. And I think they're terrific project, terrific team, pretty low cap, and they have a lot of traction too. AMP TA, you don't need AMP TA. You don't need technical analysis on AMP. It's a good project. So if you like it, get into it. If you don't like it, move on. It's one of those, it's definitely buy and hold. Buy and hold. Yeah, BitBoy, you know, I got to give a shout out to BitBoy because he's been saying very good things about my channel. Even this morning, he mentioned something, so I appreciate him. He sent a lot of attention, gave me a lot of love, sent a lot of his followers here. So, BitBoy, you know, I appreciate you, and I think he does watch my show, so that's good. And also, of course, he helped bring this F2 pool shenanigans to light. You know, they have really calmed down since we have shown a light on what they're doing. So that's really good. Consider BNB a good hold. Nick asks, already holding it. Yeah. I guess you haven't been watching my videos, buddy. You need to watch every single one or I hate you. I'll hate you forever. No, I'm just kidding. But 3 days ago, I came out with this video. Binance Coin is heading to $2,500. So I think that answers your question. Make sure you check out that video after this one. Yeah, see, a lot of people saying they came here from BitBoy. So yeah, he's definitely grown so much over the past few years. He didn't give up, and he's #1 now, I believe, in the crypto space. So good for him, and hopefully I can catch up someday. So amped to buy my Tesla and AMP token. See, that's the thing. You know, AMP already has all the traction. Well, I should say Flexa, right? Remember how Tesla said that they're going to open up payments, crypto payments for their Tesla. Most likely, they're going to be using a company like Flexa and Flexa app because it's really hard for them to develop a payment gateway to accept Bitcoin and Dogecoin and others, possibly, right? So they're probably going to utilize some kind of service. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Flexa. It could be BitGo because BitGo is tied to one of the board members, and maybe BitGo will help with that. But Flexa, you know what? Maybe they're considered because if they are and they get adopted, man, that's going to drive things really high. Someone keeps spamming me about yield optimization platform and protocol. What a horrible name. What a horrible name. All-in-one Y optimization application that makes it easy for everyone to access DeFi. How? Give you control, okay. Is AMP, okay. So it's just a DeFi app. Yield optimization platform. What does that even mean? What does that mean? All-in-one Y optimization platform that makes it easy for everyone to access yield markets. No, you don't want to. I don't know if that's such a good idea. And the protocol is proprietary, okay, to allow everyone simple access to yield markets. So they're all about getting people to yield markets and yield farming and all that good stuff, which I do not like. I do not like. Junkfish Adventures, appreciate that. Neo's a new ETH? No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. Luna is looking good for a new leg up. Lots of new. I really like Luna or Terra, and you know what? I think it's definitely good. It's definitely good. That may be a project covered in the future because there's a lot going on with Terra, and that's why they've been doing so well. So I do like that project quite a bit. How much do you see VeChain at? VeChain is in the top 10 for sure. So at a bare minimum, 13 billion, right? You just got to wait a little bit because China needs to open up their doors to crypto trading, open up their exchanges, and then it's going to really start flying. But they have caught a little bit of wind this last week. 73%, not too bad. But still, look at it. They're only $3.4 billion. That's a shame. They should be like triple where Neo is because Neo has nowhere close to adoption or traction as VeChain. I still don't understand how Neo holds so high. You know, VeChain has so much more. But good to see that they're getting some love. Hopefully they can continue upwards. All right. Anything else? Singularity, I did not like. Dentacoin, the best coin ever created. Just kidding. Is PancakeSwap a hold? I think it's a really good alternative, a lower alternative to SushiSwap because it's on Binance Chain, so it's not congested. So that's the biggest reason why it has been going up because people are sick of gas fees on Ethereum, right? So that's why they're looking for alternatives. On Binance Chain, there's quite a bit. So SushiSwap is, PancakeSwap is definitely the biggest, but there's another one that came out recently, Bakery Swap, which is kind of the same thing, but they're more. It seems like they're a little bit more concentrated on NTFs. But yeah, that's also another one. But they're all gaining a lot of traction right now. Julian says AMP is the only coin I care about. Well, I guess you came to the right place because this whole video was about AMP. ADA going to blast off today? Well, ADA has been blasting off, so I don't know what you mean by blasting off. It's already at number 4. It's on the verge of going to number 3, and it's gonna be right behind Ethereum. So it's inching up to Ethereum. So it's definitely doing pretty good. All right, guys, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. AMP, I think it's a great project. Very early still, but they have some really good adoption already with merchants and retailers. They have a really good consumer app called Spend. And AMP is a collateral token that is necessary. That is integral to this whole thing. And you could stake it, and who knows? Who knows? It may be coming to Coinbase in the future too. So AMP is definitely a project I like. You guys should pay attention to it. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good night. As always, I am George. We're all George. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Stay tuned to my video, my live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.